Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is stacking up to be my favourite game of 2022, and it hasn't even been released yet. This game has me hyped like no game has before, so today I'm going to be listing 5 reasons why I'm so freaking excited for Xenoblade 3. To start off this list, let's go with the most recent reveal, which was the combat for Xenoblade 3. I'm confident in saying that this will be the best combat of any Xenoblade game to date. The addition of new features such as quick move and character switching mid-battle is going to encourage a faster pace when playing, whilst also having tremendous flexibility so that you can play your way. Meanwhile, returning mechanics such as art cancelling and talent arts reinforce the best parts of the previous combat systems, and adds a familiar touch for all those who have played before. The core features of combat this time around, however, seem to be the fusion arts and interlinking systems. Both mechanics seem to be easy to learn for new players, while simultaneously allowing veteran players to be very creative to get the most out of the combat. Stack on the versatility to switch between the weapon classes of any of the main party members, and you have a truly amazing combat system, the likes of which Xenoblade has never seen before. But what's better than playing a game with great combat? Playing a game with great combat in an incredible world. Exploring Ionios is going to be an experience like no other. The worlds of Bionis/Meconist and Olrest were already diverse masterpieces, but Ionios is going to be on a whole nother level, and we've only seen a tiny portion so far. There have been many ruins scattered around in the trailers, some of which might have been places we've explored in the older games, but many of these locations may now be war-torn from previous battles between the Kivas and Agnes nations. That said, I feel like this adds character to Ionios and will help make this world feel much more memorable than any previously. Each different landscape of Ionios is going to be very distinctive and provide many secrets for us to discover and help create a truly immersive world. What's better is that we get to explore this world in style via a boat and hopefully some other forms of transportation as well. Wandering around the furthest, darkest and most secret corners of Ionios is an experience that I will likely remember for a long time to come, and I drool at the idea of all the amazing scenery that the devs have in store for us. The world of Ionios is also going to be filled with atmosphere, which will probably be thanks to the amazing music within this game. The music for Xenoblade 3 has been created by the same 6 composers from Xenoblade 2, including Ace, Yasunori Mitsuda, and Kenji Hiramatsu. From the little we've heard so far, the soundtrack seems great, with a pleasant choice of varied songs. Adding the flute as the key instrument for this OST was a great choice, adding a level of serenity to many of the songs, as well as fitting excellently into the lore. Even the cutscenes sound incredible, creating an immersive experience and making us feel like we are there in the world of Ionios. Just take this scene as an example. The atmosphere created from the audio and visuals alone is astonishing and easily gets my blood pumping in anticipation of hearing the rest of the soundtrack. This scene also displays how great this new cast of characters is going to be. The main cast are already incredibly lovable, and like the previous games, all seem really interesting with their own stories to tell. I have already made a series on the main party though, so check that out if you want to hear more of my thoughts on them, as I'm actually even more excited for the side characters of this game. Ethel is becoming one of my most anticipated characters, and I can't wait to find out if she joins the party or remains as an obstacle we must overcome. Even Mr.Wild has me giddy to find out his true nature and who he really is, although his name remaining as Wild Ride isn't such a bad thing either. In spite of that, the returning characters of Xenoblade games is what really gets my heart racing. 2 characters have practically already been confirmed, but there are still so many different options that could be out there. Speculating about all the different possibilities has been extremely fun over the last couple of months, and it will be one of the hypest moments when someone is revealed, especially if it's it's someone that we aren't expecting. And the final reason that I'm so excited for this game is the story of Xenoblade 3. In my humble opinion, the stories of Xenoblade is what makes the games truly magical, and it's an understatement to say that I have high expectations for Xenoblade 3's. The games have always tended to have dark elements within them, and Xenoblade 3 looks to be no different. I'm looking forward to this as it will make the events of Xenoblade 3 much harder to predict, likely causing many more plot twists throughout the game. Everything I've previously mentioned in this video is also another factor of why this story could be so fun to play through. Experiencing these new characters in this new world with these amazing songs and incredible combat on the side just sounds like a recipe for a masterpiece.
Delicious. I mean, it really is delicious.
If all this wasn't good enough, this game may also be the end of the trilogy for Xenoblade Chronicles. Now, many of you may see this as a sad thing, but I personally don't. Xenoblade 3 is shaping up to be the perfect ending for this series, as it throws back to the older games, whilst potentially setting up the next trilogy as well, as after all, this story never truly ends. Anyway, that was 5 reasons why I'm super... Actually, no, that's not right. That was 5 reasons why you should be super excited for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. If you're not already, of course.